I think we're live, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, SmackDown, SmackDown, SmackDown. What the hell was that, man? Braun, Strowman, Bray, Wyatt, Alexa Bliss. I have no idea where they're going, but you'll never see it coming. You'll never see it coming. I have no idea where they're going with that, by the way. Women's Championship was the big thing tonight. Who is BAYLEY going into Summerslam to wrestle for the SmackDown Women's Championship? I had my choice. My choice didn't win. And again, I have no idea where WWE is going with any of this. But I'm going to make a pitch. And I hope Bruce listens to me. Bruce, my good old buddy Bruce, over there on SmackDown. Retribution continues to be a failure. It is nothing more than a very, very uncool and lame attempt to grab any kind of interest whatsoever. It just reeks of WWE not knowing what to do. It really does. We're going to talk about it all here tonight on the #1 podcast in the IWC. You know what it is. I know what it is. This is your SmackDown review for August 14th. Right here on Off the Scripts.
Delete is mine.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me here tonight live on the channel. This is Off the Script, and this is your SmackDown review for August 14th, 2020. We are literally a week and some days away from what I remember to be one of the best pay-per-views of the entire year. The biggest party of the summer was legitimately the biggest party of the summer. And this year, WWE is making it into the most non-existent party of the summer. The lamest party of the summer. The most boring party of the summer. Summerslam. Summerslam. Man, oh man. All the talk today about WWE moving into the Amway Center in Orlando. They are moving out of the PC. We talked about it on Off the Script Extra this afternoon. If you guys missed that, go and check it out. I did a 30-minute extra talking about everything you need to know, up-to-date information on SummerSlam, where SummerSlam is going to be, virtual fans, what WWE is thinking about doing as far as virtual fans for SummerSlam and beyond, WWE going back to a live schedule with Raw, SmackDown, and pay-per-views every single week, every single month. And then we talked about AJ Styles and Jeff Hardy, which we broke the news today on Off the Script Extra, and then obviously we've seen it happen on SmackDown tonight. So if you guys missed that, link is down below. Everybody's talking about WWE moving out of the PC. Michael Cole mentioned it. Retribution destroyed the PC again tonight. So it's almost as if WWE is using Retribution. In my eyes, that's the way I interpreted it. WWE is using Retribution as a way to bid bon voyage to the Performance Center, because they'll be moving into the Amway Center. This was the talk of the town, and even after tonight, after Monday Night Raw, after NXT, I'm not excited for TakeOver at all. I'm not. It doesn't feel like a takeover to me. I feel like WWE is doing everything they can just to get through the summer, because They just don't know where they want to go with anything. It's like they're throwing everything at the wall, literally everything across all three brands, and then hoping something sticks and something just generates interest. Everything is just forced. Nothing feels genuine to me coming off WWE television. I'm not excited about TakeOver. I'm not excited about SummerSlam. And these shows are not doing anything, or SummerSlam or TakeOver, any favors at all. There's no interest in anything. You're 1 week away from the biggest show of the summer, your second biggest show of the year. And the most important thing that people are talking about is where SummerSlam is going to be held. That doesn't sound good to me. If you're making it out to be, oh my God, this is great, this is the most important thing going into SummerSlam, if you're taking that and making that more important than the actual show, the card, the performers, etc., how important is SummerSlam? It's not very important to me. And everybody in the community is talking about the Amway Center. They mentioned it tonight on SmackDown, like I just previously stated. Michael Cole mentioned it, and everybody's going crazy. Oh my God, we're back to normalcy. We got a little sense of normalcy. That's great. I'm not telling you guys that you can't feel excited about anything or you can't feel a sense of normal. But a sense of normal in WWE is not virtual fans. I'm sorry. I don't really want virtual fans. In fact, if I had a choice, I'd actually keep it the same way that it is right now. I don't want virtual fans because looking at virtual fans is going to make me more depressed. Looking at virtual fans is pretty much going to be more of a reason to think, wow, we're not normal, because I see a virtual person there or on an LED board there paying a ticket to show up on screen there. Meanwhile, there's no live human beings like I'm here and you're there watching me wherever you may be. MLB's done it. NBA's done it. WWE saying it's going to be a unbelievable experience, never seen before, never done before. Meanwhile, I'm thinking to myself, I just seen the NBA do this 2 weeks ago. So how ingenious can it be? MLB's got cardboard cutouts. MLB's got MLB The Show fucking virtual fans integrated into some of their programs. It's ridiculous. I look at that and I'm going to say, you know what? Man, we really are in the middle of the fucking Twilight Zone. We're living in the Matrix, is what I'm going to be thinking. That's not normal to me. It's not. Everybody in the community is all excited. Oh, they're moving into the Amway Center. They got the big flags, and they got the big entrances, and they got the sets, and the stage, and the setup, and all this shit. Right? What does that really mean? That means WWE might have a little bit more leeway into doing a lot more than what they can do inside the Performance Center. But what it means to me is that the shows will largely remain the same. I don't see how moving into a new venue is going to enhance the overall core product. And the core product is TV. The TV product is creative. WWE is creatively bankrupt. So I would love for any of these fucking shills and these blue checkmark motherfuckers in the community that love to spew bullshit to their fan base and suck cock and fucking be buddy and rubbing elbows with WWE. I'd love to see these people explain to me what is so exciting about moving into the Amway Center. For you. Because all I know is you'll be watching the same fucking show that you watched tonight, and the week before that, and the week before that, and the week before that. The same fucking show you've been watching for the last 5 months. Moving into the Amway Center doesn't mean WWE Creative is miraculously going to fucking turn over a new leaf, turn the page, and start writing good shows. The same show that you watched all pandemic is the same show you're going to get in the Amway Center. Just a different setting. WWE needs to bring live fans into attendance as soon as possible. ASAP. No virtual fans. AEW did it. Why can't WWE do it? AEW had friends and family do it. Temperature checks, masks mandatory, social distancing mandatory, obviously, and instituted in Daly's place. Signing waivers. Do you have symptoms? Do you not have symptoms? Phone number, home address. You got to know somebody to get into the building. Why can't WWE do that? WWE is giving us virtual because they got to be different. They got to be different. They can't do what the competition is doing. So the reason why I ranted on all this is because I absolutely get into a heated rant on tomorrow's Off the Script. Tomorrow's Off the Script, episode 339, is going to be one of those that kind of shits on everybody in the community because the way I see it is it's fake. It's all manufactured and people just feel like the positive is attractive. And in my eyes, the positive is absolutely nauseating. Because what you're doing while you're trying to be positive is you're bullshitting your audience. In fact, you're lying to your audience. That's why people come here. That's why every single fucking time I'm live, out of everybody, legitimately everybody, maybe one, it's me and Solid Monster, always, number 1 and 2. Every single time I'm here live, why do you come here? Because you know exactly what you're going to get. What you watched and what you thought, I'm going to say exactly what I thought and what I saw. And you're going to appreciate the fact that I don't bullshit you. That's why you're here. That's why we have all these people in the chat right now. That's why we have 1,000 people in the chat. I haven't even said anything about SmackDown yet. Just want you guys to know that. Not in a good mood tonight. So that's what you got waiting for you tomorrow. It's actually going to be a YouTube premiere, 4:30. I might be in the chat tomorrow. I might not be. But it'll be a YouTube premiere. Big enough for a premiere. So I'm going that route. And go check out that video today. I would really, really appreciate it. Man, oh man. Thank you guys so much for joining me. We got 1,000. Just about 1,000 in the chat. 243 likes. Get that thumbs up, man. Up, 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 up. That's the opposite of where the ratings in WWE are going. So please, ratings are going down in WWE. The thumbs should go up on Off the Script. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button down below, turn on that bell for all notifications. Really appreciate it. On top of the Off the Script extra, make sure you guys go check out the Monday Night Raw review. We got the AEW Dynamite review, which was monumental. Me and my buddy Jesse, we went over AEW Dynamite. We had that big $400 bomb by the Team JD VIP. Oh, so unbelievable, man. He was the MVP of the fucking month for that big bomb, $400 bomb, super chat on Wednesday. I did an NXT live review. We talked about the Velveteen Dream. He seems to be another big issue in the WWE. People are very upset. Velveteen Dream indeed has backstage heat. A lot of people did not want him on television. And then his accuser came out on Thursday after NXT aired and absolutely blasted him again. And blasted WWE because he said that WWE did not launch an investigation and he did not get a phone call from WWE about anything. Now, WWE might not have reached out to him, but that doesn't mean the proper people in place, the investigators, did not reach out to him. I don't know what's going on there, but Velveteen Dream has backstage heat. He didn't need to be on TV. It didn't really even make sense creatively for him to be on TV. We go over all that on the NXT review. And then obviously, everything that's coming this weekend, you guys are set with a lot of content here before we get into next week's SummerSlam. But I want to thank you guys again. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's on Twitter and Instagram. And if you guys want to support the podcast, you can always do that. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. Start at the top, man. SmackDown opened up with a video recap of what Retribution did, the chaotic scene of Retribution on SmackDown, which to me was absolutely horrendous last week. 205 Live rejects, that's what they looked like. Everybody was blasting them on social media. Lance Storm came out and made fun of it. Gregory Shane Helms came out and made fun of it. And they both uttered the same thing that we all said in the community. Why are these guys looking like 5 foot, soaking wet 150 pounds? How can anyone take that to be legit? How can anyone take that to be a threat to the company? So everybody shit on it. And I'll get into why I mention that here in just a little bit. So Michael Cole welcomed everybody to the PC, said that Retribution was causing destruction last week. They took extra precautions, and then they showed this shot of the WWE Performance Center, the entrance of the Performance Center, and there's 2 security guards standing outside, and that is all they showed, 2 security guards. So WWE expects me to think that 2 security guards are going to take take down or stop a group causing chaos, and they are 5, 6, 7 people deep. So you mean to tell me these 2 security guards are enough to take down 7 other people? WWE thinks we're stupid. I don't think a lot of thought or logic goes into anything that these people put on that fucking script. I really don't even think people proofread it. It goes from one person to another to Vince McMahon, and he says, okay, let's get everybody out there on stage and let's go. Nobody proofreads anything. They've taken extra precautions, and they hired additional security to ensure that there are no additional problems here tonight. Cole said the group is apparently emboldened. He used the term emboldened by recent events. Corey Graves ran down the entire show as Michael Cole was giving everybody the update on Retribution. Big E headed to the ring for the opening match. He wrapped his jacket around Corey Graves, headed to the ring. Michael Cole was talking about Big E, and Big E was talking about people don't believe he is going to succeed as a singles superstar. He said he's new to the singles game, and people think he's new to the singles game, but he's not. And then he went over his accolades as a singles wrestler. I was an NXT champion. I was a former Intercontinental champion. Let me remind you, he says. Now, I remember his NXT title run. I don't know exactly what he did of note as the Intercontinental champion, but they want you to make sure you are aware that Big E is good enough as he stands now as a singles competitor in WWE. So John Morrison headed to the ring. He had his own little promo here. I like the little inset promos. It reminds me of the early 90s when WWE used to do that when I was growing up. I always love those inset promos just fused into the show. We're watching something happen in the ring and we see somebody, a little picture-in-picture with the promo happening during the match. John Morrison had his own promo. Wondered if Big E's singles run was by choice or if it was just because he's alone. He said New Day is injury-prone and then made a terrible joke about shoving his foot down Big E's throat, saying that Big E was hungry for something and then he's going to feed him his boot or his feet or something like that. Maybe Big E has a foot fetish, we don't know. You know, WWE likes to have these hidden meanings behind everything that they do and say. Maybe he's got a foot fetish. I don't know. So the lights flickered, and all of a sudden the masked men and women of Retribution appeared at ringside surrounding the ring. A masked woman provided an initial distraction, allowing the rest of Retribution to enter. They attacked Morrison and Big E before we even got a fucking match here. Cole and Graves ran away just like they did last week. Morrison and Big E tried to fend them off, but all of these Retribution members took them out, no problem. They retreated to the back through the barriers. Miz ran down to check on Morrison as the show went to commercial break quickly. That was pretty much it. This is becoming a joke. It's becoming cheesy. It's becoming lame. WWE, I don't even think, listen, 2 things. They have to show us who these people are. This Retribution shit cannot go on for an extended period of time. We got it. They're causing chaos. They destroyed the Performance Center. Your job is done here. You maybe got one more time to do this going into SummerSlam, and that's it. It's either SummerSlam or Payback where you unveil who these people are, who's behind it, and what the fucking purpose of them being on TV is, and what do they want. The more you do it, the more it is going to be a situation where people lose interest. People lose interest over every other thing on WWE TV. I mean, people lose interest when someone has the championship for more than fucking 2 months. WWE needs to act and act now. Otherwise, this is going to be a terrible reveal for these guys. They cannot do this much longer. They need to do something. We need to know why they are doing what they're doing. We got the gist of it. And it's not like the attacks are any different from the last attack that they did. They're throwing referees, they got baseball bats, they're spray painting the fucking walls. I get it. What do you want? What do you want? And where was everybody else in the fucking locker room? They're all out there, they're beating up 2 of their superstars. I don't see anybody else coming out to rescue Big E and John Morrison. Where the fuck was everybody? Titus must have been serving something really good that people couldn't even get up and leave their food. I don't know. But they need to do something, and something quick. Because this is not anything of interest. It's actually losing interest. And I'm losing interest. You're losing interest. They need to reveal who these people are. Not necessarily a leader. Maybe somebody gets captured and they unveil somebody. Maybe one of these guys fucks up and one of the WWE main roster members uncovers one of these guys and it's somebody notable. What the fuck are you doing? Why? They gotta do something. They gotta be creative here. It's looking like a terrible fucking comedy show, a novelty act here. People want to make fun of the Dark Order on AEW. This is heading in that direction. Remember the early days of the Dark Order where they had all these fucking people, all these goons behind masks? Everybody made fun of AEW. They got to do something now before it completely gets out of hand and people lose interest altogether. So Big E and John Morrison were sitting backstage. They were surrounded by other members of the SmackDown locker room. And Miz apologized for not being out there, saying he was on the phone with Maurice about something. He and Morrison blamed Big E for the attack. And Miz said, well, if you didn't put out that tweet, none of this would have ever happened. Now, I didn't see Big E. I don't really pay attention to what Big E says on social media, but apparently Miz says he put out a tweet, and the tweet led to what happened tonight. So that's that. Baron Corbin told Big E, Chad Gable, Cesaro, Shinsuke Nakamura, Drew Gulak, and the Lucha House Party that he can lead all of the SmackDown locker room because he's built to keep people up while others crumble under pressure. Big E said that this is their house. He said he may be disrespected, but he's not defeated, so he will go to the ring and beat John Morrison later tonight. So Big E and John Morrison got canceled by Retribution, and they scheduled the match later on this evening in what I assumed was going to be the main event of the show, because WWE didn't have any other match on this show that was greater than Big E and John Morrison. Goes to show you how much work they're doing and how much work they're putting into those scripts, where Big E and John Morrison is your main event on SmackDown. Love the work, Bruce. Love the work. So Big E went into full preacher mode. He really sounds great. Every time I listen to Big E speak, I think I could be listening to someone at a fucking church sermon, to be honest with you. I would go to church if Big E was the fucking guy up on stage. If he was a pastor, he's giving a heartfelt speech and very inspirational speech. He's got that tone of voice. He sounds great in that tone of voice. He said, now is not the time to run and hide, but rather it's time to stand up and fight. Are you with me? He says. Sheamus then walked in wearing a fucking coat. He was wearing a jacket in Orlando in the middle of August. It must have been really cold inside the Performance Center. Now, he looks good, but I don't think it's at the cost of sweating your balls off. He was mock applauding Big E. You guys get the point. He said he's alone and vulnerable, so if he has any sense at all, he'd be very afraid of him, says Sheamus. Big E said if he had any sense at all, he would realize that he is not alone. And then we got the Lucha House Party, Chad Gable, Drew Gulak, all walking past him, shooting him some hard looks. So Big E's not alone because he's got the rest of the SmackDown locker room behind him. So right after that, we go to BAYLEY and Sasha Banks. They're in the middle of the ring, waiting and standing. BAYLEY told the audience to listen to what they have to say. She hyped the triple brand battle royal. Sasha said everyone should know better than to interrupt them. She talked about having to defend their respective titles at SummerSlam. She said tonight, though, is about BAYLEY. She said they're about to find out who the lucky idiot is who will get a chance to face her at SummerSlam. BAYLEY kicked the ring announcer, Greg Hamilton, out of the ring, and they're now doing ring announcing. They did everything else. They wrestled. They held the company on their back for several months. They ring announced now, and then they did commentary. They're all over the place, man. They're multifaceted. They're multi-talented, is BAYLEY and Sasha Banks. So Greg Hamilton hit the rocks, and then he began sitting down in the corner like a good little boy while they did his job on SmackDown. So they were really over-the-top ring introductions here. Bayley said Stephanie McMahon may have it out for them, but they're brushing it off because everyone is out to get them. Bayley said they're planning to add another thing to the list of things that they're great at, ring announcing. So Greg Hamilton was not there. Sasha introduced the, what the fuck? What's their name? Let me see if I got him on here. Let me see. Sasha introduced...
I'm Guy Fieri, and we're rolling out.
That's right.
Looking for America's greatest diners, drive-ins, and dives.
That's right. Yeah, Sasha introduced somebody because I don't know who it was. I actually changed the fucking channel, and I went to go watch Guy on the Food Network. To be quite honest with you, I didn't give a shit about what Peyton Royce and Billy Kay had to say or do or whatever in the middle of a SmackDown. It's better enough we see them on Raw. Now we're going to see them on SmackDown. Don't really have any interest in that. I was more interested to see what Guy was eating and what diner, drive-in, and dive he was visiting in some remote part of the fucking United States. So the idiotics, the moronics, the stuponics, the get-off-my-TV onyx, I'd rather watch Guy Fieri eat a fucking triple-decker hamburger with extra cheese, pickles, onions, lettuce, tomato. The works! Onyx! Bayley said it would be an honor to beat either one of them. I don't think she'd have a hard time. Bayley introduced Tegan Nox next. Tegan Nox was on SmackDown. Shotzi Blackheart was next. I don't know why these women are in the match, but I'll refrain from complaining for now. Saying it's embarrassing how much both of them idolize Bayley and Sasha Banks. Green is definitely not your color, Shotzi, sweetheart, said Bayley. Or Sasha, sorry. They're one and the same anyway. They're probably thinking the same thing. Green is not her color. Green is very much her color. Absolutely. And then Lacey Lex Luger Evans came to the ring with the loser's right. I don't know who in existence wants to see Lacey Evans versus Bayley at Summerslam. Oh my God, can you imagine? Lacey Evans versus Bayley at SummerSlam. Oh, Jesus Christ, that would absolutely be the lamest party of the summer. No question. Bayley looked at the next card, and she did not believe what she was reading. She said somebody must have handed them the wrong deck of cards out here. She said the producers gave her the wrong card, and Asuka's music hit. She was rushed to the ring, and she attacked Bayley and Sasha. The rest of the women ran to the ring unannounced, and then we went to commercial break. So I didn't even know who else was in this thing. Asuka was in there, and I'm like, why is Asuka in there? Why is Asuka in the match? And she's got a Raw Women's Championship match against Sasha Banks at SummerSlam. So before I even knew who was in this match, I didn't know Shayna was there. Well, I seen Shayna. We didn't get any introductions. I didn't see Bianca. I didn't see anybody else. Not that anybody else mattered, to be quite honest with you. But when you announced Asuka in that Battle Royal, and Asuka already has a Women's Championship match at SummerSlam, she's already announced for a major match at SummerSlam, does anybody with a logical fucking thought think and say, all right, if Asuka is here, she has a title match. If she's here, then, and she's in this thing, there's no way that she can lose, right? Because why would she lose a battle royal, a worthless battle royal? Why would she have an appearance just to be there, just to attack Bayley, just to attack Sasha, when she could easily do that on Monday Night Raw? Why is she here in this match on SmackDown when she already has a championship match if she's not going to win? So immediately, I didn't even care to know who else was in the match. I'm like, they're going to give this shit to Asuka. They're going to give this match to Asuka. And I don't understand that. Now, let me backtrack a little bit. I've been on record saying that Bayley and Sasha Banks They have the women's championships. They have the tag team championships. And they got the gold. Not because they're greedy. Not because they're like an Alexa or a Charlotte Flair. They genuinely have the best interest of the women's division at heart. More so than anybody. More so than any other woman in that locker room. More so than any of the people in management. Bayley and Sasha Banks want that division to flourish in any possible way. No question. Now, I know for a fact that they are in the position that they are in right now because they want to help everybody else grow. They're doing what they're doing and they want to help everybody else grow. They want to get the championships over. They want to get other women who take those championships off of them over. The Raw Women's Championship, SmackDown Women's Championship, and the Tag Team Championship. They want to get everybody over. So when you think that Bayley and Sasha Banks are suppressing the entire division, in fact, it's going to be Bayley and Sasha Banks carrying the division. Somebody's going to take that Raw title off Sasha. Somebody's going to take that Raw title or that SmackDown title off of Bayley. And someone's going to take those tag team titles off both Sasha and Bayley. So you realistically have 4 women that grew out of 2. And I think that's the mentality that they had going into this. At the end of this match, I don't know if that's the mentality anymore. I know that was the mentality going into this, but clearly something got changed along the way. Because Asuka won this Battle Royal. Asuka won this Battle Royal, and she's getting not only a Raw Women's Championship, but she's getting a SmackDown Women's Championship against Bayley at SummerSlam. And I have to ask somebody, I don't know who's watching me tonight, I have to genuinely ask, from podcaster, content creator, fan, to another fan or somebody watching me that knows what the fuck is going on, how are you building a flourishing division? How are you building new superstars when this entire situation only includes Bayley, Sasha Banks, and Asuka? At the end of this match, and this is just from my point of view, you guys might be thinking the same thing. From my point of view, nobody else felt important in this match. Nobody. I mean, I don't know who booked this thing. I don't know who made a determination on who's in this match. I don't know why Shotzi Blackheart was in there. I don't know why Tegan Nox was in there. I don't know why Shayna Baszler was in there. Unless for one reason, and that is because when Asuka does what she does at SummerSlam, Shayna's going to be waiting. Because they had a little back and forth between those two, and they've been teasing a program together for quite a while now. So I could see that being the Raw Women's Championship situation following SummerSlam. But I gotta ask, I mean, this is the most glaring issue of all, and my God, man, these people know fuck all about building new stars. Why was Bianca Belair in this match? I mean, I don't understand it. Does anybody in that company realize the special nature of some of the fucking people in this company that you have control over? Bianca Belair is fucking special. Why is she in a throwaway battle royal if she was never intended to win it? She was treated like, and I mean this, but I don't mean it at the same time. I don't want people to misconstrue my words. Bianca Belair was, in the same breath, she was no better than Dana Brooke tonight. She was no better than Tamina Snuka tonight. She was no better than Lacey Evans tonight. Why are you taking Bianca Belair and being so negligent with her? I don't understand the lack of building new stars. Vince and everybody else and fucking this one and that one says WWE's in the phase of building new stars. This is not building new stars. You treated the fucking woman like a throwaway superstar tonight. If she wasn't intended to win that match, she should have not been there. Why? Why was Shayna in there? If Asuka was meant to win the fucking match, give Asuka all the fucking nobodies. Yet you got everybody that you want to see pushed in there, and then they get thrown out and tossed out as if they mean nothing. Building new stars, huh? Building new stars. Correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't one of the women in that match trending worldwide on social media through a fucking hashtag because of your shit creative? Wasn't Naomi trending worldwide? Why didn't Naomi win this match? Why didn't Naomi win the Battle Royal? Oh, that's right, because WWE proceeded to eliminate her in 2 minutes and had Corey Graves on commentary say, "So much for that hashtag, huh? Looks like that hashtag won't be winning this Battle Royal, huh?" Nice little jab at Naomi. Disgusting. I gotta ask where Sonya Deville is. Why wasn't Sonya Deville in this Battle Royal? Why wasn't Mandy Rose in this Battle Royal? Wouldn't you be doing the justice of the women's division in building new stars by having a Sonya Deville or Mandy Rose win this match? What if Sonya Deville won this match and took the title off of Bayley and took that title into a feud with Mandy Rose? You'd be doing the thing that I think you need to do, and that's building new stars. And it's not like Sonya Deville doesn't deserve an opportunity. She's done the best work of her fucking career in 2020. No, but you want to book a hair versus hair match, and you want to make that the most important thing. Meanwhile, you could have still did that, but Sonya Deville winning the Battle Royal. Because they didn't do anything on this show. They just made the match official for SummerSlam. WWE is creatively fucking bankrupt. Whoever booked this fucking shit deserves termination. I was excited about it, and of course, in typical WWE fashion, they let you down. Good old WWE, huh? You thought they were going to do something right, huh? They didn't do anything right. And by the way, Battle Royals suck. Regular Battle Royals suck. I hate Battle Royals. I hate lumberjack matches. They all end up the same way. It's disgusting. Dana Brooke shoved Nikki Cross to the outside, under the bottom rope. Tegan Nox dumped both Iconics to the outside. Royce and Kay responded by pulling Liv Morgan off the apron. We had a big brawl outside between the two teams. Dana Brooke shoved Nikki Cross to the outside under the bottom rope, like I said. Dana Brooke, she was not even in the match until the last 30 seconds. She stood outside of the ring, gloating. I'm still in it. I'm still in it. I got a shot. I'm doing the right thing. This is why Battle Royals suck. You got a bimbo like Dana Brooke out there who thinks she's doing the smart thing, but in fact, she's not even following the fucking rules because you can't win the fucking match until you're in the fucking ring, dumbass. What are you gonna do? And where are the referees enforcing the fucking rules? You can't stay outside. Nikki Cross attacked Tamina. She no-sold the offense because Tamina, terrible fucking pro wrestler. Tamina shoved her away, scooped her up, dropped her on the ring apron. Tamina caught Cross with a big kick, sending Cross to the floor and eliminating her. Nikki Cross was in the title picture for weeks. Dumped like nothing. Nothing. Goodbye. By Tamina of all fucking people. There's your push, honey. There's your push. Tamina took down Blackheart and Nox with a double clothesline. Then went toe-to-toe with Bianca Belair. Oh, but JD, Bianca Belair eliminated Tamina Snuka. She lifted Tamina Snuka up on her shoulders and she dumped her outside. I don't give a fuck. Bianca Belair should have never even been in the ring. So they went toe-to-toe. They traded shots. Tamina scooped Belair. Belair slid down her back and caught her with a big spear. She tossed Tamina to the outside. Very easily, by the way. She is the EST. No question. Naomi caught Lacey Evans with a pair of running jawbreakers. Evans swung at Naomi to the outside and then hit her with a woman's right and dropped her over the top and eliminated her. She then tossed her handkerchief onto Naomi. Shotzi dumped Evans to the floor because she was too concerned about Naomi. She thought Naomi looked a little sweaty, so she threw a handkerchief on Naomi. Shayna Baszler then grabbed a clutch on Shotzi, taking her down. Shotzi wound up on the apron trying to escape the hold, but Lacey Evans came on over from the outside, who was already eliminated, and grabbed her legs, eliminating her. So I was like, huh? Shotzi and Shayna. That's a nice little throwback to NXT. If you guys don't remember, Shayna and Shotzi had a little back and forth because Shotzi, I believe, eliminated Shayna Baszler in a battle royal on NXT in late 2019, which prompted Shayna Baszler to make a small little comeback on NXT after she lost. And it might have been earlier this year, actually, after she lost the title to Rhea Ripley. And she then took care of Shotzi in a one-on-one match. So a nice little throwback there. They didn't mention anything on commentary about that. Why the fuck would they? That's why you got me here. So Shayna, I guess, eliminated Shotzi Blackheart with the help of Lacey Evans. Bianca Belair and Tegan Nox traded quick back and forth in the ring. Nox sidestepped Bianca and pulled down the apron and sent her flying over the top rope. So Bianca was eliminated. Great job there, Bruce. So the match came down to Tegan Nox, Asuka, and Shayna Baszler. Nox hit Asuka with a sit-out facebuster. She turned her attention to Baszler, who grabbed her and nearly dropped her on her head. They fell together into the ropes, which this was a complete botch by Baszler and Tegan Nox. I don't know what Baszler was trying to go for, but they fell, and then she ended up eliminating Tegan Nox anyway. Dana Brooke appeared from the floor and dragged Nox to the outside, assisting Shayna Baszler. Apparently, Dana was never eliminated. She stood on the outside, like I said before. She got in the ring. Shayna immediately grabbed the clutch and tossed her to the apron. She did that silly handspring back elbow, and she back elbowed right into a Kirifuda clutch. Good. That's what you get for knowing one move and one move only. Shayna dumped her to the outside. Well, actually, Asuka gave her a hip check, and then Asuka eliminated her. Asuka and Shayna locked up in the center. This was down to these two women here. Shayna had her in the corner, but Asuka leapt onto the top rope. Shayna caught her with a kick, sending her to the apron. Bayley tried to get involved, pulling Asuka's leg. She wanted Asuka eliminated. That tells a lot about Bayley. She would rather go one-on-one with Shayna Baszler than Asuka. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, but Bayley's going to be Bayley. Sure, she's got a right reason for that decision anyway at the end of the night. So she tried to get involved, pulling on Asuka's leg. Asuka kicked both her and Sasha, dropping them. Shayna knocked Asuka to the floor, but Asuka landed on both feet, and this was cool. So she went over the top rope. She went down to the ground, but Sasha and Bayley were knocked out because of Asuka punt kicking them off the apron. So they fell down. And then when Shayna knocked Asuka off the ring apron, she landed not on the floor, but landed on the backs of Sasha and Bayley. So her feet never hit the floor. Shayna tried to apply the clutch on Asuka. Asuka pulled her over her head and to the floor, eliminating Baszler and winning the match in 9 minutes. Corey Graves said that Asuka will face both Sasha and Bayley in individual title matches at SummerSlam. Now, I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't really understand what's happening. Like I mentioned, I don't see this elevating anybody. This entire storyline is now revolving around Sasha, Bayley, and Asuka. You gave one woman 2 title matches instead of giving 2 women deserved title matches at SummerSlam. How is this getting anybody over? Who looked good in this battle royal? Nobody. Bianca was eliminated. Shayna was eliminated. Tegan was eliminated, who I'm very high on. And Shotzi, who I'm also very high on, eliminated. Everybody else, Naomi, eliminated. Everybody else is a waste of time. Everybody else WWE has not done anything with. But they didn't get anybody over in this match. This was supposed to be a tri-branded battle royal that got everybody involved at an opportunity at SummerSlam, and they wasted it in 9 minutes. They rushed through it. Like they're walking through the fucking coffee shop, ordering scones and fucking coffee in the morning. Like they're racing through the fucking drive-thru to order fucking fast food to take home to the kids. That's exactly what this match looked like. Why? How is this getting anybody over? Now, I got my thoughts on this. Asuka is not, or should, in my opinion, should not wrestle twice in one night. What is the purpose? What is the sense of Asuka wrestling both Sasha and Bayley in one night? Unless Asuka is going to lose both matches, I don't see that happening. I do not see that happening at all. Now, what I would do here what I would do here. Instead of doing what WWE said here on SmackDown with Corey Graves saying that Asuka will have individual matches against both. Everybody was anticipating Sasha versus Bayley at SummerSlam. Everybody. Stephanie McMahon, I believe, is going to be a factor in this decision. It was her battle royal. She set up the battle royal to determine a winner to face Bayley at SummerSlam. So, in my eyes, Stephanie McMahon should come out and congratulate the winner. Stephanie McMahon should make the decision on what happens next. I don't want to hear it from Corey Graves. I want to hear it from somebody who gave us this situation in the first place. Who the fuck is Corey Graves? He doesn't make the rules. Unless you just came up with it on a whim. He's not making matches. He's not a fucking authority figure here. Stephanie McMahon should come out next week on SmackDown or via big screen, wherever she's coming from, on SmackDown, and she should say, okay, now Asuka won this battle royal, and I am going to teach Sasha and Bayley a lesson now that we are in this situation that we are in. Asuka won the battle royal, and she's already got a women's championship match at SummerSlam against Sasha. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a triple threat match. We're going to do Bayley versus Asuka versus Sasha in a triple threat match. And the winner of this match is a dual champion. And at that point, no matter who it is, no matter if it's Bayley, no matter if it's Sasha, or no matter if it's Asuka, one winner take all. And one woman walks out with both titles, and at that point, you merge the divisions. Enough of these single divisions on Raw and SmackDown. They are not needed. You cannot operate a Raw women's division with who you've had on TV and sustain that for 12 months out of the year. You can't look at the SmackDown women's division and say, man, that's a great division. The divisions suck. They're terrible. And they're terrible because of WWE's negligence. Now, I've stated this going back to 2016. You OGs of the channel know how I operate. I've been preaching this to the fucking choir for years. And WWE is teased, possibly doing it a couple of times. Last time they had an opportunity to do it was Becky Lynch, and they didn't do it. And it was more needed then, as compared to now, it was more needed then than it is now. Because the divisions were worse when Ronda left. At least we got some newcomers on TV, but they're not being pushed into importance or relevancy. WWE needs to merge the divisions, especially if they want a true, genuine ratings increase. How great would it be to see the Monday Night Raw and SmackDown women's divisions merged? You see SmackDown superstars on Raw, Raw superstars on SmackDown, and that's how you elevate the division. You put everybody together. Nobody's standing out in single divisions, separate divisions anyway. Nobody's standing out at all. The only people standing out are the people that WWE wants to stand out. Everybody else is a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth bench player with no direction. The divisions would be competitive. You have one championship amongst all the women, which is more important. The titles mean nothing if they're on separate divisions, and there's no divisions to actually call them a division. The title itself, if one and only title is there, it would be more important than anything else. It would be much more important than what we're seeing right now. Merge the divisions. While you're at it, do the same thing with the tag team championships in the men's division on Raw and SmackDown. That's what needs to be done. Other than that, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know why Asuka needs to wrestle twice at SummerSlam. You mean to tell me that you had no fucking plan at all for anybody else in that women's locker room, that you needed to give Asuka 2 matches? How do you expect people to fucking grow and be made into a new superstar if you continue giving the same opportunities to the same people that have been getting the opportunities all year round? I don't understand that. You cannot tell me and make me a convincing fucking situation. You cannot convince me that there was no fucking way you could not book anybody else to win that battle royal. None. Seems like WWE is going backwards. And I sat here and I praised Sasha and Bayley for their way of thinking, and I know that's their way of thinking. Somehow, some way, there was an outside source, Vince or Bruce, that's getting in the way and fucking everything up. Merge the divisions. It would be best for the overall health of the women's division. And do not tell me that's not the right decision. I want you guys to look at the SmackDown women's division. Lacey Evans, Naomi, Tamina, Carmella, hasn't even been there. Wouldn't be surprised if she's a part of Retribution. Dana Brooke and Bayley. That's your SmackDown women's division. That's what you call a women's division? Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, that's what you call a women's division? Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville have been feuding all year. They haven't seen anybody else in a feud all year. Merge the divisions. It would be best for the overall health. Sasha Banks and Bayley were absolutely beside themselves backstage, disgusted that Asuka was involved in the Battle Royal. Bayley made a comment about actually having something to fight for when she faces Asuka this time. When she was blindsided by Asuka out of nowhere, Banks came in. She tried to come in and make the save. And Asuka tried to attack her as well, but Pat Buck came in with other officials and pulled Asuka away. Mandy Rose spoke backstage about being referenced as a Barbie doll. Everybody refers to me just a Barbie doll or someone who has everything handed to her. It's funny. It's funny. Mandy Rose wants us to believe that she actually worked hard to get into the WWE. Meanwhile, I don't think she expects anybody to remember. Wasn't she on Tough Enough? And she was eliminated. And The Miz gave her a second chance because she was hot. But she worked hard to get into the WWE. I'm not saying she hasn't worked hard at her current position. But the only reason why you got a chance to be in the WWE was because of what, folks? Because she was blonde. And she was an attractive blonde with curves. That's why you're in the WWE. What you do in the ring doesn't matter to these people. Otherwise, you'd be in contention for a Raw or SmackDown Women's Championship. Give me a break. So Mandy Rose says that she had 3 jobs and put herself through college while on her way to a Bikini World Championship. You of all people should know how hard I worked. Rose yelled. She thanked DeVille for reminding her that she's so much more than a pretty face. She challenged DeVille to the rumored hair versus hair match that we were supposed to get coming out at SummerSlam. Put your money where your mouth is, honey, Rose said. She said, it will get ugly. Hair versus hair match at SummerSlam. This is a tough one, folks. This is a tough one. Who do you want to see lose their hair? I can't envision either of these women without hair. If I had to make a choice here, I'm going to say Sonya Deville. I do not see Mandy Rose cutting off her blonde hair. I think Sonya Deville is going to end up shaving that hair, and she is going to go on and become a force in the SmackDown women's division. Sheamus approached security backstage. He told them to go grab a pint and enjoy themselves because Retribution isn't going to show up on his watch. So that was that. Nikki Cross. She was pacing backstage and she was looking very sad over her Battle Royal performance. Then saw Alexa Bliss. She ran over to Lexa, and hugged her. She said she's happy to see her. She apologized for pushing her down a couple of weeks ago. Bliss said in a very unconvincing fashion that she was fine. Nikki pressured the issue. Bliss said she's fine. Nikki told her to go somewhere safe. Bliss said she needed to go and get answers from Braun. Nikki Cross actually posted something on Twitter. I don't know if you guys seen it. She explained why she shoved Alexa Bliss down. I got the clip queued up right here.
For the last couple of weeks now, I've been trying to think of what to say, trying to think of the right thing to say. I've just been in bits. I keep replaying it over and over in my head, pushing Alexa down like that. I think I just let the obsession of becoming SmackDown Women's Champion just get to me too much, and I left my best friend like that. I left my best friend, and for what? I didn't win, so what was it all for? And I just want to talk to her so badly. I just want to tell her I'm sorry. You know, I did this, and this is all on me, all of it. And I left my best friend alone and vulnerable, and no matter what, I know that I have to make that right.
So that was that, folks. That was that. I don't really care what she had to say. I mean, it's a story that is now in the past. It's not even the issue anymore. It's more Alexa Bliss and Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt. And Nikki Cross now is going to be in the background of whatever Alexa Bliss is doing. So I don't really give a shit, but I figured it would be fun to show that here on the show because that's what she posted right before SmackDown in regards to why she shoved Alexa Bliss down after losing to BAYLEY in her last SmackDown Women's Championship match. Sheamus versus Chad Gable, because I will not call him by that slave name of his. Sheamus said that Retribution is not going to show up on his watch, which got me. I'm like, he said that, and I'm like, well, he's saying that they're not going to show up on his watch. Watch them show up on his watch. And WWE got me. They didn't show up. He beat Chad Gable in 4 minutes. Gable tried to get some offense in on Sheamus. Sheamus countered into a setup for White Noise. Chad Gable rolled through and applied an ankle lock out of White Noise. Sheamus fought through it. He grabbed the ropes, quickly got to his feet, hitting White Noise anyway. He set it up, and then he connected with a bro kick for a 1-2-3. Sheamus beats Chad Gable in 4 minutes. Chad Gable is way too talented to be in this fucking middle of the road, bottom of the barrel, fucking I'm going to do what King Corbin tells me storyline. And I know Corbin's been mentioning him by Chad and not that other name. And it makes me wonder if they're actually going to do something with that and go have him change his name back to Chad Gable. I hope so. I really do. The guy's way too talented, and he is never going to get over with a name like Shorty G. He's not going to do it. He's just so fucking talented, and it doesn't even fit into the overall fucking show. Shorty G. Why is this even a thing? This is something that should have died with the 24/7 title garbage. Shorty G. So Gable, he seemed to be a heel. He seemed to be a heel coming out of that situation because he was doing what Corbin asked him to do. I don't know if he's a heel or a babyface or if he's feeling guilty. They don't know what the fuck they want to do with this guy. If they don't know and they don't care, why am I going to care? All I see is a talented motherfucker being miscast and underutilized on WWE television. That's exactly what I see. He appeared to be energized by Big E's speech tonight. That was another thing. He was standing there with Big E fucking preaching to the rest of the SmackDown roster, yet they had him just a week or two ago act heelish with Baron Corbin. I don't understand. Does WWE know what they did a week or two ago? If that was the situation that they did a week or two ago, shouldn't Chad Gable, when Corbin walked in on Big E after Retribution attacked Big E, shouldn't have Chad Gable walked in with Baron Corbin instead of just standing there pretending like, oh, I didn't do anything heel-like the last couple of weeks. What are you talking about? I don't remember that. The logic! Bruce, why do I pick up on this? But everybody's like, JD is negative. He's a negative Karen. What? Or am I just that much more intelligent to you subhumans on social media? Which one is it? Sheamus beats Chad Gable. Big deal. AJ Styles. Backstage, AJ Styles was shown with Joseph Park, Abyss, in TNA. AJ Styles is going to have a new stat system on who he thinks should challenge for the Intercontinental Championship. So he came out and he was with Joseph Park, his analyst. Styles said no one cares about the hooligans tearing things up, Retribution. They want to know who's next in line to face AJ Styles for the IC title at SummerSlam. And it's unbelievable how we are 1 week away from SummerSlam and we don't have AJ Styles written in fucking marker on that match lineup. What are you waiting for? Oh, that's right. The Intercontinental Championship, no matter who it's on, is fucking irrelevant. That's right. That's right. Out of all the fucking titles in the company, one of the fucking titles that I would put on that match card almost instantaneously at the top is the IC title. Especially if it's on the waist of somebody like AJ Styles. Here we are, and nothing is confirmed for SummerSlam. So, AJ admonished Daniel Bryan for insisting that the IC champion should be a fighting champion. He ran down a list of those he's beat already. Gren Metalik and Drew Gulak. And whoever else he beat. Daniel Bryan, Matt Riddle. Oh, he didn't beat me. Did he? Yeah, he beat Matt Riddle. But it wasn't a title match, though. Or was it a title? I don't even fucking remember. It was a title match. AJ then gave his Twitch address out because he streams on Twitch. He's a gamer. So people on there keep telling him he should defend his title against so-and-so for this reason or that reason, or relating back to statistics. Oh, you haven't beaten him yet, or you haven't wrestled him yet, but I think he would be a great challenge for you, he said. He called these people nerds. He said he realized that when he watches sports, he cares about stats too. Batting averages, 40-yard dash times. He says he's a handsome, studly nerd himself. Styles then introduced his statistical system for determining challenges. He asked for a drum roll to reveal number 1. And he pulled the cloth away to reveal himself at number 1, which makes sense because he's the Intercontinental Champion. Then he pulled the cloth away to reveal the rest of the board, which had nobody. Nobody written in black marker. It was blank. No one has earned the right to be in the ring with AJ Styles. I think he's right on that one. If you look up and down that roster, who legitimately makes sense to go one-on-one with him at SummerSlam? Nobody. Nobody. No one has earned the right to be in the ring with AJ Styles. Styles said if you work really, 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 really hard, you might be able to make it on the board. Out comes Jeff Hardy. Out comes Jeff Hardy. And Jeff Hardy comes to the ring. He stepped into the ring. He said he has a ton of respect for AJ Styles. It truly has been phenomenal. Hardy claimed because Sheamus set him up, he never got his rightful chance, to compete for the Intercontinental Championship. He said, it could have been me and him in the finals, but it wasn't. And he's not about to dwell on what happened in the past. Hardy said the IC title is the first. The Iced Tea title. I could go for some fucking iced tea. Hardy said the Intercontinental title is the first he's ever won on his own, and it's very important to him. AJ Styles versus Jeff Hardy for the Intercontinental title just sounds mega cool, Jeff said. And he asked for a title shot. Statistics aside, I respect you, Jeff, said AJ. He said Hardy has always been good to him. He admires him. Styles said there's a lot of people who would love to see the two of them in the ring together. He said Hardys were among the greatest tag teams in history. You deserve to be on that board, AJ said. If you're asking if I want to face Jeff for the Intercontinental Championship, the answer is hell no. Hell no. Styles laughed And then he said, "This ain't no pity party." And then Hardy, square, right in the face, punched him right in the jaw. AJ fled the ring. Jeff grabbed a marker and signed his name on the blank portion of the board. So there you go. I love Styles here. He was just very heel-like. He came off as genuine and then became obnoxious and arrogant and just very dick-like. AJ thrives in that role. Very effective. AJ's got good comedic timing. He's got a good attitude and intensity when it comes to just being that in that role. AJ could be intense. He could be comical. He could be sarcastic. He could be arrogant. He could be a dick. I love it. So this match makes sense. AJ versus Jeff Hardy makes sense because it was Sheamus who took Jeff out of the tournament, and Jeff does have a right to say, you know what, Sheamus took me out of the tournament. I got rid of Sheamus. Now I want what I had taken away from me because of Sheamus, and I want a shot at the IC title. So it does make sense. And I'm glad WWE brought that up. But what they did is they didn't book this match at SummerSlam. They booked it on SmackDown. This match is happening next week, live on SmackDown. I don't understand why. This is your Intercontinental Championship match, and you're giving it away 2 days before SummerSlam only to do it again. I don't get how these people operate. You mean to tell me you can't book another segment like you did tonight with AJ Styles to set up the match at SummerSlam, so you got to give me a match and then another match on Sunday, and who's going to give a shit about the match on Sunday when we've seen 75% of it on Friday? These are the things that irk the living shit out of me as a viewer watching the show. I don't understand it. So what they're doing, what they're telling you pretty much is ratings are greater than SummerSlam. That's exactly what they're saying to you. I don't get why we need to see this match twice. You know, the less amount of times we see the match, the more important the matches will be. The more you do the matches, the less I want to see it. The more you do the matches, the more quicker I want it to end. And the feud to be over. This could be booked great. This could be a great feud if WWE actually puts the resources into making it feel and look good. The writing's got to come through. It could be something really good for the Intercontinental title. When I think IC title, I think of an AJ Styles. I think of a Jeff Hardy. This is the perfect, quintessential match for the IC title. And WWE is giving it away already next week on SmackDown. I don't get it. Why aren't you doing the hair versus hair match next week? Is what I want to know. WWE could easily do the hair versus hair match on SmackDown. That is something that I think would interest people. Who's going to get their hair shaved? It's a stipulation that we don't often see. You could have used that as a ratings ploy for SmackDown and saved the IC title for the first time these guys are going to be in the ring at SummerSlam. Instead, you're doing it the backwards way. We're getting the hair versus hair match at SummerSlam, and then we're going to get Jeff Hardy versus AJ Styles on SmackDown and at SummerSlam. This show sucks. This show sucks. The things I would do if I was in charge. Not that. Cesaro was backstage. He talked to Shinsuke Nakamura about facing Gran Metalik and Lince Dorado. The Lucha House Party was sneaking up behind them, and they wanted to take the tag team titles off of the scaffolding that Cesaro put them on just moments before. Nakamura and Cesaro caught them, and they gave chase, and we went to commercial break. Kayla Braxton, she interviewed AJ Styles, who was very upset backstage. She asked if he was reconsidering Hardy's challenge. Styles said Hardy disrespected him and his analytics. When you do that, you get erased. Yes, thank you, Simon Dean. I really appreciate you. Styles tried to wipe off Hardy's signature on the board, and he still was with Abyss, Joseph Park. And tried to wipe it off. It was being carried by Joseph Park. It didn't come off. Permanent marker, yelled Styles. The man said yes, and he was just very apologetic to AJ Styles. I could see them two being a very good duo for the short term in this feud. I think that's going to be great. Lucha House Party came to the ring. They were carrying the SmackDown Tag Team titles. A glimpse into the future, maybe. I don't know. Shinsuke Nakamura followed with Cesaro to side. Cole threw to a promo where Nakamura said he and Cesaro squash pests like the Lucha House Party. Last week, I said Cesaro beat Lince Dorado. It's exactly what I want to see. You're giving away singles matches between the two teams that are going to be fighting for the Tag Team Championships at SummerSlam. So we got Cesaro versus Lince Dorado last week. I said last week on SmackDown's Review Live, I know I said it. I'm like, watch them do Nakamura versus Gran Metalik the following week on SmackDown, folks. What do you think we got? Was JD right? Of course he was. Gran Metalik versus Shinsuke Nakamura. This went 4 minutes. Man, oh man, they're really getting their shit in these 4-minute matches. Nakamura attempted an exploder suplex. Metalik flipped through it. Shot up to the top rope. Cesaro leapt onto the apron to provide a distraction. Metalik jumped anyway. Nakamura kicked him in the midsection. He covered for a 2 count, then immediately hit an exploder suplex. Nakamura stood up for the Kinshasa, and all of a sudden, Lucha House Party's theme music plays on the PA system. Kalisto appeared on the stage, and my God, does he look fucking great. Man, oh man, does Kalisto look great. He looked as good as a Rey Fenix tonight. And I mean that in every sense of the word. Not by what he does in the ring, but he looked the part. My God, he looked like a fucking megastar tonight. Unbelievable did Kalisto look. So he's back with the Lucha House Party. He appeared on the stage. Cesaro went after him. Kalisto and Lince Dorado took him out with a double-team tornado DDT. In the ring, Gran Metalik walked the ropes and hit a diving elbow on Nakamura and pinned him for the 3 count. So this is what we do. This is WWE's creative logic at their best, folks. Cesaro takes care of Lince Dorado last week. Gran Metalik beats Nakamura this week. And now we're 50-50 going into the pay-per-view. Wow. Creative geniuses over there in Titan Tower, man. Unbelievable. Alexa Bliss was shown being mic'd up for her interview regarding The Fiend and her reaction to Braun Strowman's words last week. Before we got that, Kayla Braxton interviewed Matt Riddle. He was backstage. She asked about his rivalry with King Corbin and asked about his positive attitude despite the King's ransom. Riddle asked for permission to call Kayla bro. She obliged. Riddle said he came to SmackDown to bro down and throw down. Is it me, or does Matt Riddle feel insignificant on this show already? Or maybe I'm just an impatient fucking prick. I don't know. But it doesn't feel important. He felt important on week 1, and now we're in, month number 2? He doesn't feel all that special anymore, bro. So he said he came to SmackDown to bro down and throw down. He said he wants to compete, while guys like Corbin walked around claiming to be king while being nothing more than a royal pain. In walks Chad Gable. Said he got too caught up in the King's ransom thing. Said he has a family, and the money would have gone a long way. You know. He says he's embarrassed about trying to injure another wrestler. He apologized and offered a fist bump. Riddle gave it to him. King Corbin attacked Riddle from behind. He thanked Gable for the help. Gable put his hands on his head in torment. Oh my God. Give me a break. I guess this is going to be booked at SummerSlam as well, or better yet, they might book it for Payback. The Payback pay-per-view that they barely even touched tonight. They barely mentioned it. So much so they had Sasha Banks mention Payback in her promo with BAYLEY early in the show. And before that, not one mention of it by WWE in a graphic, or not one mention by it by WWE on commentary. Sasha Banks just kind of threw it out there. Yeah, we'll be defending our tag team titles at Payback. Against who, I might add? I don't know. The Iconics? So we got Alexa Bliss being interviewed about Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt. So let's get into that. So I got news here on this particular situation. We got Alexa Bliss indicating she has feelings for Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt. So, they went through their history as friends. Bliss said maybe when she was asked if she ever thought there could be a romantic relationship with Braun Strowman. Bliss did not know if The Fiend targeted her because of her friendship with Strowman. Bliss categorized The Fiend as scary and compelling at the same time, and she felt his presence. It was like a moth to a flame, she said, meaning or indicating that she might have a romantical situation going on with Bray Wyatt. So, last week it looked like Bliss and The Fiend might be teasing becoming a couple on WWE TV. We don't know if that's the direction that WWE is going in. Bliss was asked how she felt when she heard Strowman say that he didn't give a damn about her. She didn't answer the question and seemed to get emotional as they went to a quick commercial break, never to return to this segment after that. They seem to be teasing that Bliss may have feelings for Strowman and possibly The Fiend as the hook for the Universal Championship match at SummerSlam. So that's exactly what they did on the show tonight. And Alexa said she finally understands what a moth to the flame means. The producer turned to Braun's comments from last week saying he didn't care about Alexa. He asked how it made her feel, and Bliss got choked up and she looked away, and they went, like I said, to commercial break. Very awkward. Bliss was very good in this role. I got to give her some credit, even though I don't usually go and do that. She's been very good in this situation. I mean, it's not the greatest acting I've seen, but she's done very good as far as being a believable character here. Now, Strowman, when Strowman was in the Mixed Match Challenge, that is when WWE actually was booking Strowman right. He was legitimately a monster among men. They booked him to be a big mainstream spotlighted attraction on Monday Night Raw. And then after that, he kind of declined and he didn't really ever recover from the creative fumbles that WWE brought upon him creatively. He was never the same. Then he gets thrown into this Universal Championship situation. Nobody gave any explanation as to why he's challenging Goldberg. They just took the title of Goldberg, put it on Strowman. He was never meant to be Universal Champion. And here we are for 4 months now in a feud with Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman for the Universal Championship. I can't wait for this shit to be over. But at least they're trying to make it interesting with Alexa Bliss. Now, they booked him right then. And I'm not sure where they're going with this now, because by the time we got to the end of the show, it looked like WWE might be pointing us back to that old Strowman. Is he turning heel? I don't know. They might be using Braun Strowman and turning him heel and having him be nasty and mean and volatile to Alexa Bliss, who's a babyface. This might actually turn Braun Strowman heel, and Alexa Bliss, as a babyface, they might be getting sympathy for her, which in turn might make Bray Wyatt into a babyface. That could be the situation here. And every single time Bray Wyatt does something, he uses the hurt glove. Now, he used the hurt glove on Alexa Bliss. I thought that Alexa was actually going to turn heel on Nikki. And that doesn't seem to be the case anymore. It doesn't even seem to be Nikki involved in this whatsoever. Maybe she'll get involved when things happen at SummerSlam. But it looks like Alexa and Braun's relationship is the focus here. And it's not Alexa turning heel. It's actually Braun Strowman. So the hurt glove was used on Alexa. And it's actually having an effect on Braun Strowman, courtesy of Bray Wyatt. So I don't know what's going on here. But like I said, Bray Wyatt could be a babyface. There were rumors about that. I actually reported about that on Off the Script. Braun Strowman could be turning heel. The way he acted tonight was absolutely heel. Maybe that's what he needs. I could definitely see them going in that creative direction. He is absolutely fucking stale as 3-week-old bread left out on the kitchen counter, open. Nobody gives a shit about Braun Strowman. He needed something aesthetically changed about him. He needed an attitude change. He needs a new direction. I don't know what that is. We might have seen a glimpse of that tonight. Backstage, Sonya Deville said she was surprised by Mandy Rose's challenge. She said she thinks Mandy will look great bald. I don't think so. DeVille said neither one of them will look great bald. DeVille said people say things they do about Mandy Rose because it's all true. She accepts Rose's challenge. See you soon, Baldy. That's what my guys say when we play Destiny together. What's up, Baldy? I do have hair underneath the hat, by the way. Big E vs. John Morrison was your main event of the evening. This one went 12 minutes. You ain't getting me to care about a Big E singles run when he's feuding with The Miz and John Morrison, Bruce. Let me tell you. This match didn't even matter. This match obviously didn't even matter. Miz and John Morrison, I can't stand them together. I love John Morrison. I think John Morrison is a future WWE champion if they allow him to go out there and do what he needs to do. Unbelievable fucking superstar. But this match took a backseat because of what I expected to happen, and that was Retribution. As soon as Retribution started wrecking havoc, they kind of sacrificed this match to mean nothing at the end of the night. So Retribution was shown backstage during this match, and that's all anybody cared about. They didn't give a shit about Big E or John Morrison because everybody expected Big E to win anyway, being that he's in the middle of this singles run. Fuck a John Morrison. John Morrison continues to lose and lose and lose. When are we going to start giving him some attention? Why is he not getting some momentum and wins underneath his belt? So the camera cut backstage. Retribution was destroying property inside the Performance Center, beating up security, various referees. They laid out a referee and shoved someone into a bathroom, or there was someone in a bathroom taking a shit. I guess something didn't agree with him in Titus Catering. They opened the door to see somebody in the bathroom, and then they locked the door. They jammed it with a chair. So one of them spray painted a WWE logo in red on the wall and then X'd it out. They covered it with a circle and a line through it. Referees rushed backstage to try and scurry these guys away. And then Michael Cole and Corey Graves on commentary were yelling to everybody. By the way, everybody was outside because they went to commercial break. Everybody was outside the ring. All the locker room was outside watching Big E and John Morrison so that Retribution doesn't come and do the same thing they did last week. So Michael Cole and Corey Graves were yelling at everybody at ringside, they're in the back, they're in the back. And obviously everybody left the ringside area. They rushed to the back. And then when they got to the back, Retribution wasn't there anymore. Referees were coming out. Jessica Carr was out there helping relay the message. They're in the back. Go get him. Go get him. The locker room ran up the ramp into the back. In the ring, Morrison kicked Big E. So we got another camera cut backstage, and they were showing the chaos backstage. Michael Cole said it was a hit-and-run attack by Retribution. Morrison lifted Big E over the top rope. Big E fought him off, shoving him to the mat. Big E caught Morrison with a Uranagi out of the corner and then covered him for a 2 count. Cole asked Miz why he did not help. What do you want me to do? Miz asked. Cole told him to think of someone other than himself. So they seem to be teasing a possible, not really sure yet, a possible breakup of John Morrison and The Miz. Big E lifted Morrison into a stretch muffler submission for the tap out. Fuck a John Morrison. Big E wins. Big E left the ring, was blindsided by Sheamus. Bro kicked down to the mat. Almost immediately after the match, Braun Strowman's music hit and walked onto the stage. So this Morrison-Big E match, it got preempted in the beginning of the show because of Retribution. And then when they did it, Retribution caused chaos backstage. And then they immediately went to a Braun Strowman segment at the end of the show, rendering the match not really all that important. If WWE has got your attention in these other places and then they usher out Braun Strowman during this beatdown attack of Sheamus and Big E, how important is Big E's singles run right now to them? How important was this match? Not very important. So, at the end of the show, we got Braun Strowman and Alexa Bliss. And this was actually very entertaining. Strowman, he sounded great. I will give him that. He sounded great. He looked into the camera, stared into the camera, and they did mention that every time you go up against The Fiend, you go through this transformation. Strowman said The Fiend knows exactly what he's going to get when he faces him at SummerSlam. He told The Fiend to come out and face his fears. Braun said he'd rip The Fiend limb from limb, and consume his entrails as the Fiend looks up at him. So, Braun Strowman must have been listening to some Cannibal Corpse right before he cut this promo on SmackDown. Sounds like he's fucking writing a new death metal song. Alexa Bliss came out to the stage. She walked into the ring. She said to Braun they need to have a conversation. Braun asked about what. Bliss said this is not the Braun that she knows and that she doesn't believe Strowman doesn't care about her. Strowman refused to look at her. He recited these words to her, and he didn't look at her. He looked very angry. He looked almost blank in the ring tonight. He said Bliss used him, leading him around by his beard and singing songs in the car. Get out of my ring. I want the Fiend, he says. Strowman continued to stare without looking at Alexa Bliss. Bliss said if she can't talk sense into him, I'm going to have to slap the sense out of you. She screamed for Braun to look at her, and he finally did, and she started slapping him in the face repeatedly. This isn't you. This isn't you. Wake up, she said. Strowman scooped up Bliss over his head in a bench press. What is she soaking wet? 90 pounds? He lifted her up like a fucking piece of garbage. Over her head, he was about to tease, throwing her out of the ring. The lights began to cut out one by one, signaling the Fiend is near. Strowman then tossed Bliss up in the air. Lights went out. You heard somebody hit the ground. When the lights came on, the Fiend was in the ring, standing over Alexa Bliss. Strowman disappeared. He was on the big screen, laughing very sadistically, was Braun Strowman. The Fiend laughed back. He stuck his tongue out. Bliss was in pain on the mat. Strowman screamed at the Fiend. And like I said, the Fiend ended SmackDown sticking out his tongue, almost wanting Braun Strowman equally. And the match is going to happen at SummerSlam. Now, I don't know what's going on here. I really don't. Strowman, he sounded better than he has in the past couple of months at least. But I can't find any interest in Braun Strowman whatsoever. I really can't. I think everything the guy genuinely does and touches on SmackDown is just not entertaining. I look at Braun Strowman and I just feel one-dimensional. There's really nothing he can do that's going to generate any interest. We've seen Braun Strowman hit his peak. And he's only in this role right now because WWE had no role for him. He's the Universal Champion by luck, by random draw. And WWE is now cycling back to the Mixed Match Challenge to make this Bray Wyatt and Fiend situation more important because they have nothing else. They have nothing else between Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt. So much so that it's exactly what I said it was. His stay in the Wyatt family was nothing more than a cup of coffee. How could you build a 4-month storyline based off that? So they had to go and do the Alexa Bliss thing. It's a shot in the dark. It's different. It's, I don't want to say creative, but it's a reach. I don't know if it's working. I don't really know if it's working. Everything that Strowman does is just terrible. It's bad. He sounded better than he has in the past, especially this year. But that doesn't mean it's entertaining. And I genuinely don't care about the match at SummerSlam because you're never going to see it coming. What are you not going to see coming? Alexa Bliss is teasing a romantic feeling towards Braun Strowman. She wants Braun Strowman to snap out and revert back to the Braun Strowman that she knows. It's not going to happen. That's what WWE wants you to think. What WWE is doing with this tagline, you're never going to see it coming. Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss may end up as WWE's new power couple. You're never going to see it coming. I wish Braun Strowman would go away and we never see him coming ever again. Just a terrible fucking wrestler, terrible character. I don't know who is a Braun Strowman fan. If you are, man, Jesus Christ, you got the wrong mentality about what WWE needs to be doing on weekly television. Thank you, guys. 1350 in the chat right now. I see only 530 likes here, man. Seriously, what's going on? What is going on here? Get that like button up. Seriously. Let's get that like button up as we roll through these super chats, man. So we roll through these super chats. Are we getting a Fiend and Bliss love affair? Asks Poor Man Games. $2 super chat. Possibly. We could possibly be getting a power couple of sorts on SmackDown. Justin Strickland, $9.99. In my opinion, instead of booking 2 separate matches or a triple threat match, I think WWE should book Asuka versus Bayley and Sasha handicap match since they both have to defend their titles. I think we get a triple threat match, and I think that's the right outcome. A triple threat match. Brian Lawrence, go fuck yourself in the chat, you fucking clown. Jesse with the question, why is Alexa Bliss more important than the fucking title? I seen you, bro. I don't know, it's a good question. Bruce, you watching? Somebody in SmackDown management, you watching? Why is Alexa Bliss more important than the fucking WWE title? Universal title. Why? Unreal. Triple threat match. That's the way you do it. Don't at me. Merge the divisions. Hashtag merge the fucking divisions. Quintendo, $4.99. These last 48 hours have been really hard. There's been too many headaches. When I heard you say, are we live? I smiled and laughed. Thank you, JD. Thank you for being here, bro. Feel better. Kyle Christopher, $5 super chat. Retribution will interfere in the title match on SmackDown and will make a turn in the IC title match. And that will become a cage match at Summerslam is what I see coming. I don't care what the fuck they do with Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles. I really don't. Should not be happening on SmackDown next week, I'll tell you that. That's WWE's creative logic. They are creatively bankrupt. Fuck them. Ricardo Linnell, $9.99, Big E and Sheamus. I seem to remember someone mentioning that. I know. Where'd you hear it? You heard it off the script. That's exactly what you need to do. I swear to God, man, someone's listening. Someone is listening to Off the Script. I said, what are you going to do to make Big E's singles run important? Not the fucking Miz. Not John Morrison. What did I say exactly? What did I say exactly? Big E selling for the Miz? 10 minutes out of a 12-minute match? Now, if you put Sheamus in there with Big E, I could see Sheamus doing that to Big E. If you want to have him make a babyface comeback. Somebody's listening to Off the Script, no question. Elite Takeover, PS4. $2 super chat. The senile old McMahon turns 75 next week. Does he? Is he going to be 75 next week on the 24th? Oh, my goodness. Hey, 1 year older, I guess, right? One more foot in the grave. Tan May. He's got a 99-cent Australian super chat. He says nothing. What's up, Tan May? Speak up, clown. I mean that in the most sincere way. Omni Entertainment, what's up, man? What's worse for pro wrestling, this pandemic or Vince's scripts? Anything Vince touches. That's exactly what's worse. Anything Vince touches. Popo Jr., $5 super chat. What's up, my brother? And all OTS community, what's up, man? Daniel Easterday, $2 super chat. And a $4 super chat. He says, what's up, bro? Hope you're feeling better tonight. Voice is a little strained, but I'll live. Hashtag best podcast in the world. You know it, bro. We're number one. Fightful. They can't beat us. Zayn can't beat us. Who else? Cronin can't beat us. You name Sean's View. Baby Dodo can't beat us. Where else is live? I'll go catch Don Tony later tonight when I go to sleep. I put him on usually on Monday and Friday. Shout out to Don Tony and Kevin Castle. BM Scorpio, $20 bomb. My Messiah, great to be here again. Over here drinking some Bacardi, enjoying the show. I know I didn't miss anything tonight. Don't worry, bro. I got you covered. I got you covered. Popo Jr. with another $10 bomb. I can't stand the one wrestler with the two belts in the same company WWE has the best women's division in the world. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's rein that back. NXT has the best women's division in the world. WWE main roster, you're reaching. You're reaching. I love you anyway, Papo. In the world, and they can't stay consistent with great women's wrestling. What the fuck, man? Wanted Baszler to win. I think somebody in WWE knows what Baszler's worth. Somebody's going to push her eventually, hopefully. Jacob Donnelly, $10 super chat. $100, there's no reveal for the people in Retribution, and they're just going to one day be beaten up by the roster, then disappear. Salrex brought up an interesting point to me tonight. He's like, what if Retribution is an all-female group led by Stephanie McMahon? I don't know. It's a possibility. She mentioned the word retribution a couple of times when referencing Bayley and Sasha Banks. I don't know. Could be. Carmella Ember Moon could be a part of Retribution. Carmella and Ember Moon could be a part of Retribution. Did anybody ever think of that? I don't know, man. Very interesting stuff. WWE could make it good. I just don't expect them to. JP5150, $5 super chat. This show is a freaking abomination, JD. After sitting through 2 hours of snore down, I wish to calmly drink my Omegang 3 Philosophers and watch OTS live. Bro, you got another one on ice for me? I can't drink tonight. I got a busy day tomorrow. I'll be drinking tomorrow, though, no question. Laura Conway, $4.99. Shout out to you, JP. Thank you for stopping by, man. Laura Conway, $4.99. JD, you rock. Keep up the great work that you're doing. Laura, thank you for always stopping by. Appreciate you. Poor Man's Games, $5. He says nothing. I guess he was too poor for a comment. I don't know. Inverted, my fucking OG brother. What's up, man? Ironically enough, I watched Resident Evil Retribution earlier, and it was equally as bad. Oh, those movies are fucking terrible. Those movies are fucking terrible, man. Jesus Christ. Easy Mokanen, $4.99. JD, I just noticed I'm blocked on Twitter, bro. Did I get caught in the crossfire of some other goon or something? Possibly. Or maybe you subtweeted me and I seen it and I blocked it because you were talking shit behind my back. Didn't think I was going to see it, one or the other. You talk shit about me, guys, I have eyes everywhere. I have eyes everywhere. And I'm not talking about my eyes. I got a whole community right here of eyes. They tell me and show me everything. Don't say shit. You won't get blocked. Jacob Donnelly. First of all, easy. You got to reach out to me, bro, somehow, somewhere. Email me. Let me know what your Twitter is. I'll unblock you. Jacob Donnelly, $5 super chat. The only thing I'll never see coming is a good SmackDown show. They always seem to pass me by. SmackDown's been better lately. Not by much, but better lately. And especially compared to Raw, they've been the better show, no question. Plus 2 hours is a lot easier to consume. Drew Gilmore with a $20 bomb. Hey, JD, send a birthday shout out to your number one goon for life, Drew. Happy birthday, my brother. Thanks for always enduring the punishment that 74-year-old senile narcissistic fuck considers entertaining. Cannot wait till he's gone. Don't want WWE to fall like WCW. Enjoy your evening, my friend. Have a cold beverage on me. Luis Baez with a $1.99 super chat. What's up, bro? He says nothing. Maybe Luis was creatively bankrupt as well, like Bruce on SmackDown Creative. What's going on there, man? Drew with another $5. Also wanted to mention that while I have no hope for Underground, and agree it sucks, my friend was one of the strippers dancers in the debut. Yeah, then you had the SJWs complaining, oh, but this is reverting the evolution, it's going backwards. Because dancers who were fully clothed, wearing nothing revealing of the sort, dancing on stage on Monday Night Raw is going backwards in the evolution. So much so that Liv Morgan said, I actually enjoy the dancers. They were probably the best part of Monday Night Raw. Not surprising. Did you guys see Monday Night Raw, actually not Monday Night Raw. SmackDown had a TV 14 rating tonight. There was a report about WWE going back to TV 14. How long that lasts, I don't know. Bad Bonzo 98 with a $35 bomb. Bad Bonzo. I think SmackDown needs a literal smackdown to the depths of hell. Restart, rebuild. Please, Bruce, please. Yeah, Bruce. Also, you know when Hog Wrestling's coming back, gotta take a day trip and say, hey, plus, buy you an ice-cold Guinness. I have no idea when Hog's coming back. I would assume we're gonna take the entire year off and just shock the world. And I'll be there, behind the desk, doing what I do best. Vince McMahon's nuts smells like money is a super chat, £1.99. Yo, JD, been watching you since Mania 30 from Scotland. It's quite the name there you got, bruh. It's quite the name there that you got. Prodigy RKO, $10 super chat. JD, love the work, brother, but could I get a full-fledged rant on the status of Naomi and why she isn't getting the respect that she deserves? Asuka 2 belts. I just can't get behind it. Bro, I'm tired of ranting on Naomi. You guys can go back and relive my rant on Naomi on Off the Script a couple weeks ago. Asuka 2 belts, as long as it merges the divisions, I can get behind it. I don't see how necessarily Asuka's a new superstar needs to be building up, but what the fuck do I know? Jonah, $10 bomb. He says nothing. Maybe he's in the Bruce Pritchard camp, creatively bankrupt. Thank you, bro. D'Angelo Hayes, $5 super chat. Love the podcast. You, BC, and Salamanca are my favorite podcasters in the IWC. Being a craft beer connoisseur myself, what is your favorite Oktoberfest beer? Southern Tier Pumpkin. I drink nothing else. Prince, $9.99 super chat. What's up, JD? I feel like everything they're doing with Asuka probably was for Charlotte. And I love Asuka, but I don't need her in 2 matches. Can't wait to see the fans they hire for SummerSlam. They're going to hire fans for SummerSlam, and it's going to be geeks and stans and geeks and nerds who don't know a fucking thing about what's right and wrong, what's good and bad. I can't wait to shit all over them. Matt Dewey, $5 super chat. He says nothing. I guess he's creatively bankrupt as well. Drew Gilmore, bro, what's with all the donations here, man? Go and enjoy yourself, man. Love you. $10 bomb, man. I have now watched SmackDown for at least a year. And listening to you tonight, JD, I remember why I hit thumbs up before you even utter one word. For watching this show for us, everyone else should. Absolutely. Drew says hit the thumbs up. Drew says hit the thumbs up. Everybody give Drew a fucking birthday cake emoji in the chat for his birthday. Kyle Christopher, $2 super chat. I think Retribution is a bunch of 205 Live guys. Meh. I don't give a shit who they are. I don't really care. Guys, I'm getting out of here. Make sure you guys watch Off the Script tomorrow. Premiere 4:30. Gonna be a good one. Go check Off the Script Extra tonight. Get your shirts. JD's Negan. Bonfire. Live. Go get it. Hit that follow. Or subscribe, rather. I think I'm on Twitch. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on that bell for notifications. Make sure you guys do the right thing and check out all the content on the channel. Patreon. Go support the Patreon page. You guys know what to do. I'll see you guys tomorrow for OTS. Man, we got some more super chats, but you guys don't want me to go anywhere. We got some more super chats. Justin Striplin, $9.99. I have a feeling WWE will book Jeff Hardy versus AJ Styles for the WWE Payback pay-per-view after SummerSlam. It should be at SummerSlam. The IC title needs to be at SummerSlam. Ostro, 1980, $5 super chat. Ratings would be higher if they didn't post the endings on Twitter and YouTube before it airs on the West Coast. Agree. I don't know, is that what they do? Is that what they do? Inverted with a $2 super chat. Hit me up if you want to play Avengers. Bro, I'm going to bed after this is over. I'm taking a shower, I'm brushing my teeth, I'm putting on my fucking essential oils, and I'm going to sleep. Again, thank you guys so much, man. Hit that thumbs up. Let's try for 1,000 thumbs up. Hopefully you enjoyed the podcast tonight. I love spending time with you guys. You mean everything to me. I wouldn't be here without you guys. And we are doing it right by doing this live streaming shit, man. I'm glad you guys get to hang out with me. And I'm glad you made the podcast #1 in the entire community tonight here on YouTube. Again, Off the Script, 4:30 tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be a good one. Hit that subscribe button down below for the best in the IWC. This has been Off the Script. I am JD, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow with another 2-hour bomb on OTS. I'll see you guys then.